crafty friends, Jen Cassell here. I'm really excited to share with you this video that I've created for Creative Fabrica. I was looking at my card stash the other day and realized that I was getting a little low, and I've been seeing a lot of really cool box cards out there, so I wanted to do a few for myself and kind of build my card stash back up. So I went over to Creative Fabrica and I found some really cool box cards that were really easy to put together, and I love this whole boho theme that we have going on. Now, Creative Fabrica is generously offering an all-access free trial for all of my subscribers, and I am going to link everything in the description box. But with the free trial, you get access to millions of graphics, fonts, and classes. So the subscription renews at $9 a month after 1 month or on the 10th download. You can upgrade to the yearly plan at $4.99 a month, and it's 45% more affordable that way. I highly recommend it. I love Creative Fabrica. I use them for a lot of different things. I use them for all of my fonts. I love their 3D SVG files. There's literally so much to choose from, and best of all, I get all of their papers. I switched over to digital. I do buy some of my papers, but I feel like there's so much less waste, and of course I save a lot of money by doing the digital collection. So I'm really excited to share with you what I've created. I mixed up a few different things, and I kind of did a few things differently than what you might see on the original tutorials for these. If you want to try out Creative Fabrica, don't forget to follow the link in the description box and get that free all access trial. So the first one that I'm going to show you is this really cool, this is a rattan wicker plant stand, and of course it lays flat for shipping. When you open it up, it goes like this. So of course it is a freestanding unit. I actually did a little modification to it, and I added a full card in the back. But look at all the detail on that. It's super fun. And then one of the things that I am mindful of when I am creating box cards is I want to keep them flat, and I want to add dimension to everything. So for this, I really reached out to add that dimension to some inks. And that's a really good tip for doing the box cards, because there's only so much room in the envelope, especially since you have so many layers of paper to this. So the second one that I did was this really cute one. Look at the detail. I love it. This is what it looks like when you have everything up. Super fun. Look at that adorable little kitten that I made. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So once again, it just folds flat, and I did use this too is a file from Creative Fabrica. This is the 5x7 envelope, and once again I will link this in the description box as well as all of these 3D box cards. Now the pattern paper that you're seeing is from Creative Fabrica, and this is the Boho Plants digital paper collection. Everything will be linked, and then I just went in with those distress inks and gave everything a ton of dimension. I really love how this turned out. I'm gonna set those aside, and we're gonna start working on this last card together. So what you're gonna see here is the bell jar Terrarium box card. So it's got a few different layers to it, and like I said, I am going to use some inks to really get into this and make it come alive. I did modify this a little bit. The original SVG file had this in green and blank. I wanted to add this fun digital paper collection to it, so I am going to start by putting this right here. And for this, I'm gonna just get out my Barely Arts glue. It's a nice quick drying glue that's perfect for card making. So I'm gonna set this aside, and I'm gonna start bringing out my inks for this. First ink that I'm gonna pull out is Peacock Feather. Right here. And I'm just gonna start adding some color to these leaves. I'm really darkening them down. I want it to be this nice turquoise, and then I'm gonna go in with some green as well to kind of highlight it. Now I'm gonna go in with a little of this Lucky Clover. And I'm just gonna kind of go down the center of this. I'm gonna leave the tips of those leaves blue and really just kind of concentrate on bringing that green here. Yeah. Nice. Might even pull that color out a little more. There we go. I like it. Okay, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing with this one here. I'm gonna set these aside and work on, this is one of the ones that's gonna go down next. For this one, I'm just going to use the Lucky Clover, and I'm really just gonna concentrate on the stems. So that's all you're really going to be seeing. There are flowers that we're doing. So here are the flowers for that piece that I just did the stems for. I'm going to start off with the salvaged patina. And I'm just going to lighten this up a little bit. Yeah. I like that. Gonna do a little pink in here. Set that aside. So the smallest one got a little of this wild honey here. And then I think my last one is gonna be this cute coral. I'm gonna go in with a little of this peacock feather in here to darken down that center a bit. Yeah. Same thing for this. I really want to catch the bottom where I want it the darkest. I'm going to get a bit of the wild honey as well. And I'm just going to add some of my Barely Art glue here. I'm going to do that same coral. And pop that in the center here. Now we just have to put this together. Super cute. Oh, I am gonna go in with just a little bit of the saltwater taffy on the edges. Cute, right? Okay, so this is actually gonna be the base of my bell jar, and I am doing that in a really dark brown. I'm doing that in walnut stain. Probably could have cut this on a dark brown cardstock, but I didn't feel like changing out the mats in my machine, so I have a tendency to do that. I will just kind of print on one solid color and then change the color through ink. So as you can see, I'm coming in here with this dark brown, and I'm only doing the base here. This is actually going to get covered by the plant that I just did, And we are also going to do some of these really cute mushrooms. So all I'm doing is just darkening the bottom here. So the last bit of inking that we're going to do are these really cool mushrooms. So I love the idea of pink mushrooms. So I am going to go through and really kind of give this a good inking. This time I'm gonna go in with a bit of this coral on the edges to really kind of bring it to life. I'm going to use some of this brush corduroy for this, and I'm just going to kind of bring it in on the sides and underneath. So we're really not going to see too much of this. There we go. And then a little more of this brush corduroy on this one. I mean, you guys, look at how cute. These are going to be adorable. So now it's just a matter of putting these together, and I am just going to go in here with my Barely Art. So cute. Now I am going to put this piece together first. This is going to lie down, so I am just going to apply my glue directly to this. I think the easiest way to lay this down is to line up the flowers first, and then everything else should come pretty easy. Now we go in with our mushrooms. And the mushrooms are just gonna lay flat right on top of this. Look at how fun this is. All right, now I'm gonna add my terrarium to it. And then lastly, I'm gonna bring this in and add my leaves on. Once again, I'm just gonna use those leaves at the top to line it up. Okay, you should have this. Now I'm gonna go in score marks are already made for you. With this SVG file, you actually have a choice too if you wanted to use the dotted lines, or you could just do regular score marks like with your scoring tool on Cricut. I actually prefer the dotted lines myself, but it's a personal preference. I'm also going to go in with this one right here and just do those score marks. Now when I go to lie this down, I am going to start by putting just a little bit of glue on this tab here. And you are going to want to line this up with the score mark, right like that, okay? Here's my score line right here. I just put the tab of glue, and then you have this right here, okay? Now for this one, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna grab my glue, put my glue on the tab, and then I'm going to line it up with this score line here. Now the last part, I'm going to add some glue to this tab here. Add it on, and then add some glue to this tab. And when you do it this way, you know that it's going to lie flat inside your envelope. So boom, we have our card. So cute, right? I love it. It's just so full of dimension. And it does come with this for the back, so you've got a place to write your sentiments. These I am going to leave blank. I know I put something on the first one that I did, but I actually like to keep my cards blank so I can write a nice little message on the interior to the recipient. So just find your center, just like that. Okay. And of course, these fit into a regular size envelope. For this one here, your finished project is 5 by 5.25. So you could do a 5.5 by 5.5 envelope and you would have plenty of space. This rattan wicker one here, it measures 7 by 4, so you can use a 5 by 7 card for this. And then same as this one right here, this one measures at 7 and 5, so 5 by 7. And I created this envelope right here. I do have another envelope. This one is for my wicker cabinet. This too is a file from Creative Fabrica. I will link this in the description box, and of course this pattern paper is that Boho Plants collection, which once again I will link in the description box. So I'm just going to add some glue right here, and then bring it up just a little bit. Same thing with this right here. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this over. And you can seal these with a wax seal, washi tape, repositionable adhesive. I rarely buy envelopes, so I'm used to coming up with creative ways to seal. And then as you can see, this will just slide right in. You get, it's pretty generous spacing, so you don't need to worry about that. Thank you for watching. And please use that free trial of Creative Fabrica. I'm going to link everything in the description box. Let me know what you think of it. You can cancel it at any time. There are no questions asked, but at least get your 10 free files to download. And you can start with these adorable box cards. Super fun. Love this. And then last but not least, and let me tell you, there was a whole bunch to choose from. I had a really hard time deciding, so you're probably going to see some more box cards in the future. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. Thank you to Creative Fabrica for letting me create for you, and I will see you in the next crafty video. Bye!